You know it. You hate it. You keep repeating the same mistake. You promise yourself this time, I will be different. But under pressure, your body still chooses the same pattern. Same argument, same hesitation, same procrastination. And you walk away thinking, what is wrong with me? This isn't a lack of discipline, and your brain isn't broken. You are simply caught in a biological loop. A pattern your brain believes is protecting you. This is a specific brain reflex. And once you understand that reflex, you can change it. Not with more motivation, with neuroscience. Today, we isolate why your brain keeps pulling you back to that same mistake and build a new biological reflex to override it. Now, here's what happens in your brain. When you fail, a region in your brain lights up called the Dorsal Anterior Cingulate Cortex, or dACC. You don't need to memorize the name. Just remember this. It's the part of your brain responsible for registering pain. Now here's the twist. It doesn't just light up when you feel physical pain. It also lights up when you fail, when you face rejection, when you feel like you've messed up. Brain scans show it responds almost the same way to social rejection and physical injury. To your brain, a serious mistake feels like touching a hot stove. It's not a character flaw, it's an injury response. When it hurts, your brain doesn't want to study it. It wants to protect you. That's your threat response. And when it's on, learning shuts down. If you feel a spike of resistance right now, that is your dACC firing. Your brain is treating this realization as a threat. Let's interrupt that reflex immediately. Drop your shoulders. Unclench your jaw. That physical shift forces your nervous system out of defense mode and into observation mode. Once the threat response activates, stress hormones rise. Cortisol increases. Your perception narrows. Your thinking becomes rigid. And you feel this urgent need to explain. The timing was off. They misunderstood me. It wasn't really my fault. Sometimes those explanations are partly true, but notice how fast they appear. That speed is not a strategy, it's pain relief. Your nervous system demands instant relief. The loop repeats not because you lack ambition, but because your brain is choosing safety over improvement. So, let's cut the circuit. The next time you fail, do not try to fix it immediately. First, pause and isolate the variables. Tell yourself, this is just my pain signal firing. Notice where it shows up in your body. Chest, stomach, throat. Just observe it. When you label the pain signal as biological, you aren't reflecting, you are now observing. The distance drops cortisol. The noise clears. Your prefrontal cortex regains control. Once the emotional surge settles, you don't spiral, you investigate. Open a note and answer 4 questions. First, what was the exact objective? Second, what actually happened? Third, what variables contributed? Fourth, what is one specific adjustment for next time? This shifts you from I'm bad at this to this strategy produced this result. High achievers aren't immune to failure. They're analytical about it. They convert emotion into information. You see, you are not very good at learning from your own failures, but your brain is highly evolved to learn from other people's. When someone else fails, your pain signal doesn't activate. Your threat response stays quiet. Instead, your mirror neurons engage. Your brain simulates their behavior and outcome without triggering stress. No defensiveness, no shame, just learning. Failure becomes useful when it doesn't feel personal. The goal is to make your own failures feel a little less personal too. Instead of hunting for inspiration, study mechanics. If you struggle with public speaking, watch someone who stays calm under pressure. Watch how they breathe, how they stand, how they pause before answering. Your brain will instinctively try to mimic that pattern. You're rehearsing success without moving a muscle. This isn't motivation. This is imprinting. Here's another powerful shift. Instead of asking, why did I fail? Ask, if I were advising someone else in this exact situation, what would I tell them? Write the answer as if it's about another person. When you create distance, emotional intensity drops. Clarity increases. You stop defending your identity. You start solving the problem. Right now, your nervous system equates failure with danger. But failure is not danger. Failure is deviation. Deviation is information. You can't delete an old habit. You can only build a stronger new one over it. That's neuroplasticity. Every time you choose the new action, that neural pathway becomes thicker and faster. Eventually, the new response becomes the default reflex. Now, think of your old pattern like this. A mistake happens. Your brain treats it like an injury. You defend yourself automatically, and the pattern repeats. The new pattern, the one we're training today, looks different. A mistake happens. You pause, you observe it, and then you adjust. That's not just a new behavior, that's adaptability. Not motivational language, not a nice quote over a sunset. This is biological change, your brain literally rewiring its default response. The most dangerous failures aren't the painful ones. They're the ones you never examine. Unexamined failure becomes repeated behavior. Repeated behavior eventually feels like identity. I'm just not confident. I'm just not disciplined. I'm just not good at this. No, you simply never interrupted the reflex. Now you know what's happening. Failure triggers a pain signal. The pain signal triggers the threat response. The threat response blocks learning. But if you pause, label it, analyze it, rehearse better patterns, and build a stronger pathway, you change the reflex itself. Failure stops feeling personal. It becomes instructional. And once you can learn without shutting down, your growth accelerates. But after you interrupt the failure reflex, your brain finds a new threat: hesitation, the anxiety of starting again. That's the next layer. In the next video, we'll pull back the curtain on the neuroscience of hesitation and how to break that reflex too.